Good afternoon, all. Today we are going to discuss a new topic called text mining. Okay, it is a part of module 5. When I say text mining, it basically concentrates on text data, right? Okay, text. One second. Yeah. Text is an important part of the growing data in the present world. Yes or no? Social media technologies have enabled users to become producers of text and images and other kinds of informations. So here text mining can be applied to large scale social media data for gathering preferences and measuring emotional sentiments. It can also be applied to societal, organizational and individual skills. To define what is text mining, it is a process of transforming unstructured text data into a meaningful and actionable information. Okay, so the text mining we can call it as a art of discovering knowledge, insights and patterns. Okay, from an organized collection of textual databases. It can help with the frequency analysis of important terms and their semantic relationship that is present in the documents. Okay. One second, I just accept a few students. Okay. Now let us discuss some of the text mining examples. So text mining works on any kind of sources from any business or non-business domain. It can be, the text can be of any format, that is it can be in the form of Word document or PDF files, XML files or text messages. Okay, so here text mining is a useful tool in the hands of chief knowledge officers to extract knowledge relevant to an organization. Okay, it can be used across industry sectors and application areas like decision support, sentimental analysis, fraud detection, uh, survey analysis, and so on. So here a few there are many other applications where this text mining is used. Okay, I'm just jot down, I have given only few points, that is legal profession. Okay, so in legal application, lawyers and paralegals can more easily search case histories and law for relevant documents in a particular case to improve their chance of winning. So text mining is also embedded in e-discovery platform, okay, that help in minimizing risk in the process of sharing legally mandated documents. So like case histories, testimonies and clients meeting notes can reveal additional information such as morbidates in healthcare situation that can help better predict high cost injuries and prevent cost. So in the case, this is in case of legal profession. That means in legal profession, text sources would be law, court deliberations, court orders, and so on. Coming to the business operation. In a business operation, many aspects of business functioning can be accurately gauged, okay, for analyzing the text. Social network analysis and text mining can be applied to emails. Okay, it can be applied to emails. Then blogs, social media, and other data to measure the emotional states and the mood of employees' population. Yeah, you would have heard about sentimental analysis. Okay, this sentimental analysis can reveal early signs of employees' dissatisfaction, which can then be proactively managed. Okay, so studying people as emotional emotional investors, and using text analysis of a social internet to measure mass psychological can help in obtaining superior investment returns. Okay, so this is with respect to the business operation. So we can just analyze. Okay, text mining is also called as text analyze. Okay, we can analyze the mood or the sentiment of a, person or an employee. Accordingly, we can take the action. So then governance and politics. Okay, governance and politics, that government can in the year now currently in a COVID-19 time. Okay, there are so many tweets will be generated. Okay, so many social media information is getting generated. So how this things means how it has to be mined, and interesting pattern has to be extracted. That and all can be done by the text mining. So social network analysis and text mining of large scale social media data can be used for measuring the emotional states and the mood of constituent populations. Okay, so like in academics, research streams could be meta analyzed for underlying research trends. Okay, in geopolitical security, internet chatter can be processed for real time information and connect the dots on any emerging threads. Okay, so these are the few applications that are examples of text mining, or where the text mining can be applied. Next, we move on to text mining process. Okay, so text mining is a rapid evolving area of research. As the amount of social media and other text data is growing, okay, very fastly, there is a need for efficient abstraction and categorization of meaningful information from the text. Yes or no? When we do the WhatsApp message, all the sentence may not be good. Tweeters, in the tweeters, okay, in the tweets and all, which is important, that has to be taken. Okay, so here there are some levels of analysis. Okay, what is the first level of analysis is to identify the frequent words. Okay, so this creates a bag of important words. Okay, bag of important words. Text documents or smaller messages can then be ranked on how they matched to a particular bag of words. So, however, there are challenges with this approach, obviously. Okay, for example, the words may be spelled a little differently, or there may be different words with similar meaning. Okay, the words may be spelled in a little differently, or they may be different words with similar meaning. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so that is first level is to identifying frequent words. Okay, so in the most of the time when we text, we use usually this one, what short terms. Yes or no? For and some people will write n. For you, some people will, instead of writing you, they write u. Yes or no? All this has to be considered. Next, the next level is, the second level is to identifying meaningful phrases. Okay, meaningful, it is meaningful here. So meaningful phrases from words. Okay, say for example, ice and cream. Let us say there is a word called ice. Okay, and there is a word called cream. Sorry, it is not properly, it's grumbling. Okay, ice cream. See, there is a words called ice and cream. So here the word ice and cream will be two different keywords that often come together. Okay, two different keywords that often come together. However, there is more meaningful phrases by combining the two words into ice cream. Yes or no? Okay, the child asks for ice cream. Okay, there might be similarly meaningful phrases like apple pie, okay, and so on. So that is the second level. That means we have to identify meaningful phrases from the words. Then next is topic area. That means the next higher level is the topics. So multiple phrases can be combined into topic area. Thus, the two phrases, okay, can be put into a common basket, and this basket called as desserts. Say for example, I told about ice cream. Yes or no? Ice cream. So this two phrases, okay, can be put into a common basket, okay, and that basket can be named as dessert. Okay, that basket can be named as dessert. Just a minute. Okay, that basket can be named as dessert. So text mining is actually a semi-automated process. Okay, text mining process is a semi-automated process. Text data needs to be gathered, structured, okay, and then mined. It is a three-step process which I have showed you here. Okay, it is a three-step process. What is the first step? First step is that the text and documents are first gathered into corpus and organized. So gather the documents, clean, prepare for analysis. Cleaning and preparing means what? Cleaning means we are taking about the missing data. Okay, anomalies and all will be taken out. And preparing means it will be converted to the format that I need to be that will be easy to analyze. Okay, preparing means in other words, technically we can call it as normalization. Okay, normalizing, transforming, okay, that and all comes into the data preparation. So first step in text mining process is, it's a text mining process is a three-step process. So first step is to establish the corpus of text. Okay, establishing the corpus of text. So that means what here? The text and the documents are first gathered into a corpus and it is organized. When we are gathering the text need to be cleaned and it has to be prepared for the format. Okay, it has to be prepared in the sense it has to be transferred in the format required. Okay, after doing this, next what we have to do, structure using, okay, structure using term document matrix. Okay, the corpus is then analyzed. So first is gathering. Okay, after gathering, the corpus is then analyzed for structure. Okay, the result is nothing but a matrix mapping important words, important terms to source document. That we called as a term document matrix. In the coming slides, I will be showing you this. Okay, term document matrix, TDM we say that. Okay, so what is the, in the second step, we will select a bag of words, compute frequency of occurrences. Say there is a document 1, document 1, document 2, okay, document 2, document 3, like this. Okay, and each document, in all three documents there will be set of words which is common. Okay, set of words there will be common. Good, okay, good, tasty, ingredients, okay, good, tasty, ingredients. Suppose if we take this document 1, document 2, document 3, based on the frequency of these words, good, tasty, ingredients, okay, please take this. This is good, okay, this is tasty, and this is ingredients. Okay, so this we call it as a term or a word. Okay, so this is, there are three documents I have told, D1, D2, D3. Okay, so D1 will be having the terms frequency good as 3 times it has occurred. In D1, the tasty has occurred 5 times. Okay, ingredients it has occurred 10 times. Okay, 10 times. That means it is basically talking about a recipe. Okay, so D2, D3. So we are checking how frequently these words are occurring in these three documents, D1, D2, D3. So here that can be analyzed by using the structure. Okay, structure, the matrix, that is term document matrix. Okay. Next, after the defining the term document matrix, okay, the next is the structured data is then analyzed for word structure, sequence and frequency. Okay, that means we are mining the TDM for patterns, interesting pattern. Okay, that means applied data mining. Okay, we have to apply the data mining tools like classification and clustering analysis. So here we will be applying a classification or clustering analysis to find out the frequency terms. Okay. So here the structure data is then analyzed for word structures, sequences and frequencies. Okay. So like this we will be, okay, this is text mining process is a three-step processes. Okay, what are the three steps we do? First we will be establishing the corpus, okay, of text. That means we will be gathering the documents. So then after gathering the document, what we will do, we will be defining the structure in the form of a matrix. That matrix we call it as a term document matrix. Then we will be using a data mining tools, okay, to like classification and clustering analysis or clustering techniques to mine the important pattern or interesting patterns. Okay, so to mine the interesting pattern, we will be using the data mining techniques. Okay, so this is about the text mining process. So here in this slide, the same three steps, whatever we discussed now, I'll just displayed here. Okay, three-step process. The text and documents are first gathered into corpus and organized. The corpus is then analyzed for structure. The result is a matrix mapping important terms to the source document. Okay, then the structured data is then analyzed for word structures, sequence and frequencies. What is this frequency here? Frequency is nothing but, okay, here the frequency is nothing but number of times that is occurring. Okay, number of times it is number of occurrences of that word. Okay, that is about the frequency. Next we will discuss about the term document matrix. Yes or no? So term document matrix, actually it will be it is nothing but a structure. Okay, structure of the text database. So here you can see this example, term document matrix. In other words, they also called as DTM. Okay, in some people we call it as DTM, document term matrix. Okay, document term matrix. Okay, so here what is actually TDM? TDM is nothing but it consists of frequency of terms that exist in the collection of documents. Okay, you can see here there are documents. Okay, document 1, document 2, document 3. Okay, so there are set of documents. So here what is this TDM? TDM is nothing but collection of frequency of terms. Okay, frequency of terms that exist in the collection of documents. As I told, there are three documents, D1, D2, D3, and there are some set of words like good, tasty and ingredients. Okay, so in document 1, how many times the good term is occurring, tasty term is occurring, ingredient term is occurring. Okay, that we represent in the form of a structure, that is matrix called term document matrix. So here the free flowing text, okay, free flowing text can be transformed into numerical data. That means we are representing the form of a number. Okay, how many times it is occurring. Okay, you can see here it is 10, 4, all this. So the row of the matrix is represented, okay, represent the text response to be analyzed. The column of the matrix represent the words. So column is nothing but words or the terms in the document, and the row is nothing but the documents, okay, which need to be analyzed. Text responses need to be analyzed. Okay, so when we represent in this form, that is row is document and column is a term or a word, then we call it as a TDM. Okay, TDM. TDM means what? Term, document, frequency. We use the term TDM. Conversely, if we are using the document as a column and terms as a row, then we call that matrix as a DTM. Okay, I hope you are getting. Okay, DTM. DTM means what? Document term matrix. Okay, document means what? Here in this matrix, document will be represented in the form of a column and term will be represented in the form of a row. Okay, then it is DTM. TDM means here TDM means it will be like rows are documents and columns are terms. Okay, so we next is term document matrix. Actually, it is a heart of structuring process. Okay, heart of structuring process. So as I told, in the text mining process we have three steps. Okay, in that three steps, second step is only the structuring the document. Okay, the structure is by using the matrix. So here the main, okay, the TDM, that is term document matrix, is nothing but the heart of structuring process. So free flowing text can be transferred into numerical data in the TDM. So you can see that in the document 1, the term investment is occurring 10 times. In document 1, profit, the word profit is occurring 4 times. Whereas in the document 4, the investment term is occurring 1 time. Okay, 1 time, like this. Okay, it is occurring 1 time. So like this. Okay, so here after creating this structure, okay, then we can be mine using our data mining techniques. So there are many efficient techniques. Okay, there are several efficient techniques for identifying key terms from the document. Okay, so this one second, I just move to the next slide. Yeah, here only I'll talk about yeah. So here we have one approach called bag of words technique. Okay, there are several efficient techniques for identifying the key terms. Okay, one such technique is a bag of word techniques. Okay, so what this will do, this approach measures the frequency of select important terms occurring in each document. Okay, this creates T into D. Okay, T into D. T into D, that means here T into D means T stands for T stands for number of terms and D stands for documents. Okay, documents here. So creating TDM requires many choices of which terms to include. Yes or no? That is obvious. Which terms to include, that is very important. So the terms chosen should reflect the stated purpose of the text mining exercise. The list of terms should be as extensive as needed, but should not include unnecessary stuff that will serve to confuse the analysis or slow the computation. This is very important things that we have to remember. That means what here? The terms chosen should reflect the stated purpose. Yes or no? The list of terms should be extensive as needed, but should not include unnecessary stuff that will serve to confuse, okay, the analysis or slow the slow the process or the computation. That we have to keep in the mind. There are several consideration in creating the TDM. Okay, we have to consider, okay, some consideration in creating the TDM. That is, first is a large collection of documents, okay, mapped to a large bag of words will likely to lead a very sparse matrix. Okay, that means what? as the size increases, okay, as the size increases, it will lead to a sparsity. Okay, that is sparse matrix. Okay, as the volume increases, it will always lead to a sparsity. Okay, a large collection of documents mapped to a large bag of words will likely to lead to a very sparse matrix if they have few common words. So reducing the dimensionality of the data will help improve the speed of analysis and meaningfulness of the results. Okay, say for example, synonyms or terms with similar meaning, okay, should be combined and should not be counted together as a common term. This could help the reduce the number of distinct terms of words or tokens. Okay, this could the what is the first consideration we have to take, that we have to reduce the number of distinct terms or words. Okay, distinct terms or words. So that means it will this consideration, that means by combining, okay, by combining the terms which is having similar meaning, actually it will reduce the number of distinct terms of words. So now next, the data should be cleaned for spelling errors. Okay, data should be cleaned for spelling errors. That means what? Common spelling errors should be ignored. Okay, and the terms should be combined. So uppercase or lowercase terms should be combined. Say sometimes I'll write like I'll write mango. So I'll write here as a mango. Okay, then here in another case, I just write mango as mango in the uppercase. But both are same terms. Yes or no? Both are same terms. That means what? Both are same terms means we have to, okay, we have to consider this two together as a one term. Okay, we cannot take mango and this mango as different terms, because both are meaning is the both are a fruit. It is talking about a fruit. So it has to be taken into consideration. That is what the second one. Data should be cleaned for spelling errors, and also the uppercase, lowercase terms should be all be combined. Then uh, then we have a stemming of the words. Stemming of the words means what? When we take a sentence, in the sentence there can be a is, on, and all this. Okay, that and all is a prepositions that we need not to be considered. Okay, we have to the remove it. Okay, that we call as a stemming of the words. Stemming is a process of reducing the word to its word stem. Okay, that means which does not having much meaning to that term. Okay, that we meaning in that means in extracting the interested pattern, we just remove it off. Okay, we will be removing it. So that is the stemming of the words. So homonyms. Okay, homonyms what? Here stemming of the words means when many variants of same terms are used. Okay, just the stem of the word would be used to reduce the number of terms. Say for example, term like customer order, ordering, order data should be combined into a single token word called order. Okay, single token word called order. That is stemming of data. Another example I can say. Okay, that is customer order, ordering, order data. We can make it all this different words into a same word. Okay, that is order means it implies all these words like customer order, ordering, order data, and so on. The next consideration is, okay, homonyms. Okay, homonyms should be counted separately. What is this? The term homonyms. Homonyms are nothing but terms with the same spelling but different meaning. So the words with the same spelling. Okay, words with the same spelling but different meaning. Such types of terms should be counted separately. Okay, so this and all are actually text mining and all is very basically used in semantic analysis. Okay, sentimental analysis. Okay, recommendation system, all this. This could enhance the quality by counting this separately could enhance the quality of analysis. Say for example, the term order can mean a customer order or the rank of certain choices. Yes or no? So if I use the term order, okay, if I use the term order, for me, order means some customer is ordering some items. Okay, customer ordering some items. Order. Okay. In other, for another person, order means it is a sequence. Yes or no? Okay. So ranking. We can say ranking or a sequence. Okay. Ranking. Okay. Ranking. So we say order. Order means the order have two meaning. Customer order, then that means ordering for a item. Here order means ascending order or descending order or a ranking 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Okay. So this two should be treated separately. Say, for example, the boss ordered that the customer orders data analysis be presented in chronological order. Okay, here this sentence. Okay, the boss ordered that the customer orders data analysis be presented in chronological order. That means here order is coming. So the word order need to be treated separately. So here this whatever the statement I told you shows three different meaning for the word order. Okay. So thus there will be need for manual review of the term the TDM, that is term document matrix. Okay. Next, what is the next consideration? Okay, in creating the TDM is that terms with very few occurrences in the document should be eliminated. Okay, eliminated from the matrix. This would help increase the density of the matrix and the quality of the analysis. Next is that the measures in each cell of the matrix. When I say measure, okay, this is a measure. Okay, the measure in each cell of the matrix could be one of the several possibilities. It could be a simple count of number of occurrences of each term in the document. It could also be a log of that number. Okay, so it can be simple count. Okay, it can be a simple count, or it can be a log. Okay, it can be a log. Okay, or it could be a fraction number computed by dividing the frequency count by the total number of words in the document. That is in the association rule we discussed now, support count. Okay, or this may be binary values in the matrix to represent whether the term is mentioned or not. Like if the term is mentioned, it will be 1. If the term is not mentioned, it will be 0. Okay, it will be like binary representation. 1 means present, 0 means not present, that particular word. The choice of the value in the cell will depend upon the purpose of the text analysis. Okay, so there are the measure of matrix can be any of this. It can be a count, that is number. It can be a log. Okay, it can be a support count, or it can be a binary value, so on. Okay, so at the end of this analysis and cleansing, a well-formed, densely populated rectangular, okay, TDM will be ready for the analysis. Okay, after doing all this, okay, what are the consideration? First, we have to make sure that distinct terms of words. Okay, we are combining the same meaning words. Okay, and so that reduce the number of distinct terms of words. Okay, then data should be cleaned for spelling errors, stemming of the words, homonyms should be counted separately, and terms with very few occurrences in the document has to be eliminated. Okay, then the measure of the choice of the values in the shell will depend upon the purpose of the text analysis. All when we consider all this, we will be getting a well formed, okay, well-formed text document matrix, which will be further mined using available data mining techniques. Next, next we have mining the TDM. Okay, mining the TDM. The text document matrix can be mined to extract pattern or knowledge. Okay, basically to extract the patterns. Whenever we use the data mining techniques, the main purpose of data mining techniques is nothing but to extract the interesting patterns. Okay, so text mining is also one of the sub area we can see. So variety of techniques could be applied to this TDM to extract new knowledge. So what are that variety of techniques? You would have heard about word cloud. Okay, here one example I have given, word cloud. Okay, what is this word cloud? The word cloud, a simple application. Okay, a simple application is uh, to visualize the high frequency of terms. Okay, this can be done very attractively and colorfully, okay, in the form of a word cloud. Okay, what I'm saying, a simple application, okay, is to visualize the highest frequency terms. So highest frequency terms I want to visualize. Okay, so how it can be done attractively and colorfully? By using the technique called word cloud. You can see here this word cloud. Okay, it is very colorful. Okay, and it is attractive. Actually, this is a word cloud of success. Okay, cloud of success in the business concept. Okay, in you can get the word cloud of US president's speech. Okay, you can get the word cloud of Moodle. Okay, like this many word cloud is there. It is just, okay, to define what is word cloud means, it is a image. Okay, what is word cloud is, it is a image composed of words used in particular text or subject. Okay, in which the size of each word indicates its frequency. Please note that the size of each word, see here, success is the highest size. Yes or no? Success is having the highest size. That means what? Success is occurring more number of times. Okay, its size of each word indicates its frequency or importance. Okay, so what is word cloud? Word cloud is just an image composed of words used in particular subject. Okay, the size of the word shows its importance. Okay, so here this word cloud is one of the techniques in mining the TDM. Okay, so here the word cloud in the TDM, okay, to mine the TDM, the word cloud can be created after removing the common words, okay, like preposition, is, and, on, like that. Okay, it can be done for the top n words, such as top 100 words, to focus on the key terms used in the document. Okay, next we have the regression techniques. We can use the regression techniques. Predictors. Regression means what? It is basically a predictor. So predictor of desirable terms, okay, could be discovered through this predictive techniques called regression analysis. Suppose, say for example, suppose the word profit. Okay, let me say take the word profit. Okay, there is a word called profit. Is a desirable word in the document. Okay, let us take, there is a word called profit in the document. It is a desirable term in the document. The number of occurrences of the word profit in the document could be regressed against many other terms in the TDM. So the relative strength of the coefficients of various predictor variables, when I say predictor variables, it is a class label, okay, would show the relative impact of those terms on creating a profit discussion. Okay. So next, predicting the chances of document being liked in another form of analysis, that is you can use another form of analysis is that another technique is nothing but classification. For example, important speech made by chief executive officer or chief financial officers to investor could be evaluated for quality. Okay. If the classification of those documents, that is whether the speech is good or poor, okay, if the classification of those documents are available, then the terms of TDM could be used to predict the speech class, whether the speech is good, whether the speech is poor. Okay, so here what algorithm we can use in the classification? Decision tree. So a decision tree could be constructed that makes a simple tree with a few decision points that predicts the success of speech. Okay, that predicts the success of speech. Next technique is the next technique that can be used to mine the TDM is the clustering technique. What is this clustering technique? It is used to help the categorizing the documents by common profile. Yes or no? Clustering always depends on the similarity measures. Okay, similarity measures. So based on the similar characteristics, the documents will be clustered as a one group. So the documents belonging to one cluster will be of same characteristics. Okay, which will be different from the other cluster. Yes or no? So which will be having dissimilar characteristics compared to the other cluster. Say for example here in this example, documents containing the word investment, okay, and the profit more often could be bundled together. Yes or no? If we take an example here, if I take the example of this matrix, okay, matrix, in this matrix we have n number of documents, document 1, document 2 up to document n. So here I have just given a 6. Okay, so which two documents are can be clustered? Okay, the document which is having the term investment and profit, okay, more number of terms means the document which is having the terms investment and profit, okay, more, okay, that can be clustered together. So if you observe these documents here, the investment is 10 times, the frequency of investment term is 10 times, the frequency of profit is 4 times. If you observe document 2, the invest is 7 times and the profit is 2 times. But what about the document 3? Document 3 is having none. Document 4 is comparatively less. Document 5 is also less. And document 6 is also very less. So which are similar? Okay, this two, document 1 and document 2, I can cluster as one. I can package. I can put in a bundle. Okay, I can bundle together. Okay, similarly, document containing the words customer orders and marketing, okay, more often could be bundled together. So thus a few strongly, okay, demarcated bundles could be captured the essence of entire TDM. Okay, hope you are understanding this. Okay, so hope you are understanding this. So next technique we have here is association rule analysis. Okay, in the last class also we discussed this association rule analysis. That means association rule always talks about the co-occurrences or co-relationship among the items. Okay, basically association rule analysis is applied for market basket analysis. Okay, in some cases it is helpful for text mining also. So association rule analysis could show the relationship of coexistence. Okay, thus one could say that the words like tasty, okay, one could say the words like tasty, okay, tasty and sweet, if there is a words like terms like tasty, sweet, okay, so if the document is having the word tasty and sweet, okay, occur together often, okay, and further when these two words are present, like tasty and sweet are present, 70% of the time the word happy is also present. Yes or no? Yeah, today I had tasty, okay, tasty. food. Okay, and also there was a sweet. Okay, I'm fully satisfied, I'm happy. Okay, so here if there is a word or a term like tasty and the term like sweet, okay, if they are occurring together, then there will be a 70% of the chance that there is a word or the term happy also. Okay, so also in the document. Okay, this correlation, that is tasty, sweet, tends to happy. Okay, this correlation is found using a association rule mining. Okay, hope you are understanding. Yes or no? Hope you are understanding. Next we see some of the differences between the comparison between the text mining and the data mining. Okay, text mining and the data mining, actually we'll see the comparison. So there are some parameters, so the dimensions is given. So to tell the differences between the text mining and the data mining, text mining refers to the process of deriving the high quality information from the text. Okay, you can just read out this basic definition. Means basic difference or comparison I'll give. Okay, so what is text mining? Basically, it refers to the process of deriving the high quality information from the text. Whereas in data mining is a practice of examining the large pre-existing databases in order to generate new information or the new knowledge or new pattern we can say. So text mining is concerned with the organization and retrieval of information from the large number of text-based documents like Word document, PDF file, XML file like this. Okay. Whereas data mining is concerned with important aspects related to both database techniques and AI machine learning mechanism. Okay. So text mining supports the mining of only text. Okay. They do not support mixed structure and unstructured data. Whereas the data mining, it mines the it supports the mining of mixed data. So here in the text mining, only a single column of text can be mined at a one time. Whereas in the data mining, it supports more than one text column at once. Okay. So in text mining, a major approach is based on the kinds of data they take as input. Okay. Major approach, okay, are based on the kinds of data they take as input. Whereas in data mining system, can be categorized according to the various criteria. Okay, so these are the some of the differences between the text mining and the data mining. Next we will look on to the best practices. Okay, well, what are the best practices, okay, that we have to follow while doing the text mining. So many of the best practices that apply to use the data mining techniques will also apply for the text mining. The first best practices is to first and most important practice, okay, is to ask the right question. Okay, is to ask the right question. A good question is the one which gives an answer and would lead to a large payoffs for the organization. So the purpose and the key question will define how and at what levels of granularity the TDM would be made. For example, the TDM, what is TDM you know? Okay, term document matrix. The TDM defined for simpler searches would be different, okay, would be different from those used for complex semantic analysis or network analysis. The second best practice is to the second important practice is to be creative and open in proposing imaginative hypothesis for the solution. Okay, that is basically thinking outside the box. Okay, thinking outside the box. For example, TDM of consumer sentiment data should be combined with customer order data in order to develop a comprehensive view of customer behavior. The next another important element is to pursue the problem iteratively. Okay, too much data can overwhelm the infrastructure and also, okay, confuse. Okay, So it is better to divide and conquer the problem with a simpler TDM with fewer terms and fewer documents and data sources. Okay, expand as needed in an iterative sequence of steps. So in order to improve the accuracy. Okay, so the last one is a variety of data mining tools should be used to test the relationship in the TDM. Okay, variety of, we will, if we are using a predictive techniques, then we can go for classification. Okay, we can mine the TDM using classification. Okay, decision tree can be used. Okay, the same thing, it can be mined using regression. So we can compare the result and we can come to the conclusion which is giving the better. Okay, like different decision tree algorithm could be run alongside cluster analysis and other techniques can be used. Then we can compare the result which is to come to the conclusion which is better. Okay, so here we are talking about the text mining. So to conclude, text mining is divided into unstructured text to discover valuable insights about the business. The text is gathered and structured into a term document matrix based on the frequency of bag of words in corpus of document that we called TDM. So this, the second point we discussed in the text mining process. Yes or no? Text mining process, 3 steps: gather, structure, mine. Okay, that you can remember. The TDM can then be mined for useful novel patterns and insights. While the technique is important, the business object should be well understood and should always be kept in mind. That means the best practices whatever we are discussed. Hope you are understood. Okay, hope you are understood. Anybody can reply me.